Hey guys, happy Thursday. Oh, let me see if I can get my camera. Sorry about that. I thought it was straight. It's still not straight. I keep thinking it's straight, but it's not. Come on in. I am Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs. For those of you that are new to my page, if you would hit the follow button, I'd love to have you join what we're doing here. I like to learn new crafts. I just like to learn, y'all, and I love to teach. So those two kind of go hand in hand. I hope that I inspire y'all to try new things, to step out of your comfort zone, whatever that may be. You may be a professional artist and you're just spectacular at that. And that is great. And maybe the thing that you want to learn is you want to learn about herbs and healing properties and things like that. We all have a comfort zone and we all have opportunities to learn new things. And so I just hope that I inspire you to just keep learning. It is so much fun to learn and create new things, do new things, go new places, and all of that. So with that said, I'm here to keep it real for y'all because speaking of trying something new, yesterday, this was a mess. It wasn't a complete failure. It wasn't what I expected it to be, but it was not what I was thinking was going to happen. And so I tried something new yesterday online in front of everybody, fully vulnerable, and this did not turn out how I wanted it to. But that's okay because I at least have a starting point. As long as there's a saying that the best way to turn a ship is to keep it moving. It's harder to get a ship moving than it is to keep a ship moving. So as long as we're still moving, God can use us anywhere that He wants us to. So all of that to say that what we're going to do today is we're going to do a paper craft, and I'm hoping, let me get this over here. I'm hoping that my paper craft is going to turn out better than my watercolor craft did yesterday. So I have this pad of paper that I got from, let's see if you can see the gold. That one didn't have gold on it. See if you can see the gold. See the gold on these? I love this paper, y'all. This is, and it seems like no matter how much I use it, I still have lots more of it. So you can see like the gold woven into that. I don't know how they make that. I don't know how they do that they all look alike. But anyway, we are going to take this paper. And I thought I knew what colors I wanted to use, but maybe I don't. So let me this is what we're going to make. We're going to make paper hearts, okay? This is what we're going to do. I did practice. I thought, as bad as I bombed yesterday, I better practice today before I come on. Hey, Mary, come on in. So good to see you. So this is what we're going to make today. I'm going to show you how to make this, and you can turn it into a garland, across your fireplace, or, across maybe an entry wall or something. But I'm going to teach y'all how to make these, and then y'all can take your imagination wherever you want it to go. I'm going to use a glue stick. I am also going to use I think this is a Fiskars. Yeah, this is a Fiskars paper cutter. I have had this 25 years or more or so, and it has an extension on it. We're going to use this to cut paper with. And then, of course, if we're going to work, you're going to need a hole punch. You're going to need a hole punch, so make sure you have a hole punch. And if you were doing a paper craft, we need paper. And I'm just using scrapbook paper out of this 12 by 12, what's it called? It's called, it's the Paper Studio. It's normally $20.99. I got it for $5.24, and I love the paper in it. Now, You can use double-sided paper if you want to use double-sided paper, or you can cut twice as much paper and glue the pieces together, or you can do like I did and just leave the inside white and the outside colors. So this is what we're going to do today. And so let's get going, because we need to start with cutting our strips. We are going to cut, all right, let me get this one out of the way. We're going to bring our paper in here. Put this down here. And I'm thinking the colors that I want to use. Let me see. I'm thinking I want to go with the pink. I like the pink. And I'm going to mix it with this green, blue, and purple. And then I think I want to add this in here. So what we can do is, I'm going to go ahead and cut these up, and we'll see where this takes us. Or do I want to do, this one's a little different. I think I'm going to stick with these three, y'all. All right, so I'm going to go with, let's start with this one here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to cut 12-inch strips at 1.5 inches. So we're going to cut, I think it ends up being 8 1.5-inch strips. And I'm going to cut it so that the colors are kind of like a gradient look. All right, so here we go. So we're going to just take and cut 1.5 inches on each one of these. I don't know what size I cut that, but I sure didn't cut it 1.5 inches. That means that this is going to be off. All right, well, we'll figure it out from there. I must have cut 1 inch. I can always grab another sheet if I need it. So this should give me 8 1.5 inches for 12 inches. Except for the fact that I cut one of them at 1 inch. And I like to, when I'm cutting my paper, I like to always have this little, I don't know what you call it, the sharp point that cuts it. I like to pull it towards me so that I can keep the paper up against this edge here. And I think I'm going to get another sheet of this and cut one that's 1.5 inches, because I'm going to be short. So this has got kind of a gradient look to it. All right, and then again, what I like to do is I just send that to the other side. And then we're going to take, this may end up working out because it actually cuts that white part off. So this may have been a good accident. As Bob Ross would say, a happy accident, right? Because that's mostly white there. All right, so let me grab one more sheet of this out of my paper studio. Let's see, that was... I want the one with the, I can find it, there it is, I think it's this one. All right, we're going to pull this out. Pull that out. And I'm going to do the same thing. Which side did I do? All right, hang on a minute. All right, looks like that's up at the top. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just cut, I'm going to go ahead and be consistent here. And I'm going to cut 1 inch strip off, and I'll be able to pair this up with that, and we'll see. Whoops, I got to go the other direction. Oh, I didn't want to do that. All right, hold on. I'm going to do it again. I didn't think that looked right. All right, let's do it again. I got plenty of this paper, y'all, so I want to go so that the color So there's a variegation of color in it, and I just ripped that one, but that's okay, because I'll just do it from this side. All right, so I want to go so that I have some yellow and some pink in here. I'm going to cut this edge off here again, and now I'm going to do another 1.5 by 12 inch strip. So I wanted to go through the actual, right, and then I'm going to hold that off and see where we go with that. All right, so let me come in here, and I want to do this color here. This is kind of like a turquoise teal or something. And you can see the gold in this, y'all. I love this stuff. I love it, I love it, I love it. All right, now I'm not going to make the same mistake that I just made. So I'm going to go 1.5 inches by 12, because this is a 12 by 12 inch, and I'm going to just keep those in a stack. This is a 12 by 12 inch sheet of scrap paper. And so I should get 8 of these. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. And I think what I want to do is, instead of like mixing these all together, I'm thinking that we'll make individual hearts, and then we'll mix the hearts together as one completed project. And I'm not sure if we'll get them all done. We'll see how time does. But it really doesn't take that long to make these. I think I quickly made one of these hearts in about, oh gosh, maybe 15-20 minutes, something like that. All right, so we should have 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we do. And this is going to make one heart. Each page is going to make just one heart, even though it looks like we're cutting a lot. All right, I like these together. All right, so here we go. So now I'm going to cut the pink. And of course, you can make these whatever color you want. You don't have to go out and buy, this foil paper stuff. I had also thought that what might be cute, but I didn't get it out, was to kind of mix some black and white checks in here with that. I thought that would be kind of cute. And I may end up making some with black and white checks and mixing it together and maybe putting it across my fireplace or something like that. We'll see. I don't have any black and white in my house other than my crafting area. I have a kind of a ivory rug with black circles on it. And then everything else on my desk is white. It's an IKEA desk that I got from IKEA. And I've got the black and white mat. So the only thing I really have that's black and white themed is in my crafting space. And I love it. And our poor house, it is so in need. All right, so there we go with that. All right, so we've got, should have 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, so now what we're going to do, all right, so all we've done is we've taken a 12 by 12 inch sheet of paper and cut, except for this one that I messed up, but let me double check to make sure we've got 8 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I've got some extras, and I don't know what I'm going to do with these strips, but I'll put them over here and we'll go with that. All right, so I've got, this is going to make 3 hearts. I'm also going to need, you can use any kind of glue. I'm just going to use a glue stick. Oh, and the only other thing that I would recommend that you get, if you don't have it, you can use paper clips. But I have these like little clips that you can use for fabric and stuff. And when I was making this, I found that that it was really helpful to have those. So I ran back to where my sewing area is and went with that. All right, so we're going to take, we need two 12-inch strips. So I'm going to put these off to the side. Okay, I'm going to put those off to the side. Actually, I'm going to move these. Now I'm going to do, I need two 10-inch strips. So I'm going to take two of these strips and I'm going to do them one at a time. And I need a 10-inch strip. And if I have a 10-inch strip, if I have a 12-inch strip and I need a 10-inch strip, then what I need to do is take 2 inches off of it. So now I have a 10-inch and a 2-inch. And I'm going to just leave these here. Let's see if I can point this down just a little bit so y'all can see a little bit better. So I've got a 10-inch and a 2-inch. And I need two of these. So I need another 10-inch. And I'm going to have a 10-inch and a 2-inch. And I'm going to come back and do something with that 2-inch in just a minute. All right, then the next size that I need is going to be an 8-inch strip for the heart. And so the 8-inch strip, 8 plus 4 is 12 because I have 12 inches. So I need to take 4 inches off of this one. Okay, so now I have an 8-inch and a 4-inch, total of 12. We first cut off 2 inches, then now we're going to cut off 4 inches, and we want to do 2 of each one of these. So I'm gonna just go back and repeat this in just a minute. All right, so I have 4 inches and I have 8 inches. And if you notice, let's see if I can see these. Okay, I have a 12-inch strip, a 10-inch with the 2-inch, an 8-inch with the 4-inch. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take one of the, actually, we're going to have an extra 6-inch. I'm going to just hold off on that for right now. So I need to open this up, and I'm going to cut a 6-inch strip. And because it's the same, I'm not going to have any left over. So now I have 2 6-inch strips. And you know what? I probably didn't have to go into my other paper, but I'm going to keep this one extra just in case. All right, so this is what we have. For each one of the hearts, this is going to be 1 heart. 1 heart. Okay? 2 12-inch strips, 2 10-inch strips with 2 inches left over. 2 8-inch strips with 4 inches left over, and 2 6 inches. All right, this is 1 heart. We're not done with this yet. We are going to take the 2 2-inch strips. We're going to take the 2 2-inch strips and we are going to cut those in half. All right, so let's bring this over here. Half of 2 inches is 1 inch. And these are going to be used as reinforcements for the hanger. All right, so I'm going to put these up top here. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to cut this one in half. All right. So I still have, let's see here, this is a 12-inch. So this is 12 inches. And now instead of having 10 and 2 inches, I have 10 and 2 1 inches. I've cut that in half, and I'm going to cut the other one in half. And I'm not doing the insides. Y'all can glue your paper back to back if you want to, but I'm not going to do that. All right, so before we get started with putting them together, I'm trying to decide. I think I want to go ahead and I want to cut the green ones also, the greenish blue. So we're going to cut a 2-inch strip off of this because I may want to mingle them. I'm not sure. So there is one. Y'all, I have had this paper cutter for so long, it has like scratches and dings, and it looks like it wants to crack. That was 1.5 inches. All right, well, it's a good thing I have an extra one. I'm not paying attention. All right, let's try that again. This has got to be 2 inches. I mean, I might be able to get away with the 1.5 inches, but all right, now we're going to do, that was 10. Now we're going to do 8 inches, and we're going to get 4-inch. We're going to cut off 4 inches so that we have 8 inches left over. That's one. Go ahead and stick that right on top of there. When I do something like this, you know, y'all know I used to teach school, and whenever all right, so that was 8 inches. Now we're going to do 6 inches. We need 2 12-inch. There's our 2 12-inch. And we're going to take the 12-inch piece and we're going to cut it in half and get 6 inches. And now we've got 2 6-inch pieces. All right, and then the last one that we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do all of these. All right, we need 2 12 inches, so I'm going to put these off to the side. Now we're going to take and cut our 12-inch strip down, and we are going to use, we're going to cut it down to 10 inches, which means that we're going to take 2 inches off of this. And so this is going to be in here. I'm going to go ahead and do these because I need to cut these together. Let's see, y'all can't see that. All right, hang on, I'll show you in just a minute. All right, so that's a 10-inch. And we're going to cut 2 inches off of 12 inches to get 10 inches. And now we're going to do 8 inches. So we're going to cut 4 inches off of the 8 inches. And I'm going to put this white part on the inside so that it doesn't show as much. All right, so there is 4 inches and 8 inches. And another 4 inches and 8 inches. And then we're going to do 1 6-inch. Okay, and we're going to stick these in this pile. So we've got 2 12-inch for each heart, 2 10-inch for each heart, 2 8 inches, 8 inches is here, 8-inch for each heart, and 2 6 inches. All right, and then we're going to take the little pieces, the little 2-inch pieces that we had, and we're going to cut each one of these in half, and they're going to act as reinforcements, and you'll know what I'm talking about here in just a minute. All right, so let me go ahead and cut this in half. We're going to cut each one of these down to 1 inch. The 2-inch piece is going to be cut down to 1 inch. And I'm going to go over this as soon as I get these cut. Put this on the 1 inch mark. So the reason why I was talking about teaching is like when you have somebody like in the room with you when you're doing this, and I can see, you know, is everybody on the same page, or who's with me, who's not with me. I don't have that advantage with the camera. So, but y'all have the advantage of the, what do I want to say, the replay, okay? All right, so these are pink. Looks like that one's going to go with that. Oh, too bad. All right, so now what I have is I have a whole bunch of little 1 inches. And we're going to take those. I'm going to move these off to the side in just a minute. So I've got 2 6-inch strips for every heart that we're going to make. 2 8-inch strips for every heart that we're going to make. 2 10-inch strips for every heart that we're going to make. 2, let's see, this is 6, 8, 10, and 12. And 2 12-inch hearts. 12-inch strips for each heart that we're going to make. All right, now, I'm going to take, and I'm going to do this, I think I'm going to do this with a different color. I'm going to go with this color here. This should be our, those are 6 inches. All right, we want our 4-inch strips. It gets all confused, so just kind of keep it in order here. So we're going to take the 4-inch strip, one of the 4 inches, and we're going to take, I don't have enough to do that. All right, so we're going to take one, all right, let me get this out of the way. And I'm going to get that out of the way. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the 4-inch strips and I'm going to put some glue on the back of the 1-inch piece that we have. And I'm just doing this on a paper towel so that I don't have to clean my mat as often because it's going to get sticky over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take and glue this to the top side of that. And you can glue it however you want. Then I'm going to take another one of these and I'm going to put it on the back side. All you need is a glue stick for this. You can use any kind of glue you want. I'm just using glue stick because it'll work. All right, line that up. And what this is going to do is this is going to act, this 1-inch piece here is going to act as a reinforcement. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch a hole and try and punch the hole about the same place for each one of them, but it's not going to really matter. Ugh, come on. All right, this is going to be our hanger. All right, this is a 4-inch strip and a 1-inch strip glued on both sides of this. A 4-inch strip that we cut 4 inches off of the 12-inch to get 4 inches, and then we took our 2-inch piece and we cut it in half to get 1 inch by 1.5 inches. All right, there's one of our 4-inch pieces. I'm going to do another one. I'm going to take these little pieces here, put some glue stick on them, and I'm using the purple kind that when it dries, you know that it's dry. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to take and just line this up and put it right on here. Okay, where that white part is the end of the 4-inch, the 1-inch strip. And then I'm going to take the same thing and I'm going to do another one of these. And like I said, if you want to double these up so that you have the same thing on both sides, you can do that, but I'm only going to do one side. All right, and then we're going to take and we're going to punch a hole in this. That's going to be our hanger. And so now we've got 2 of these, and that's going to go with the paper that we have over there for that. All right, now we're going to take, I'm going to just go ahead and do all of these because I kind of feel like with this, once we get going here, this is going to go pretty quickly. I could be wrong. We're going to do this kind of blue-green color now. Turn it over. Just put the glue stick on the back of it. I mean, this is really pretty easy. This would be a great sit at the table with your kids. And I think I'm going to just hold, I'm going to hold that, well, let's go ahead and do this now. All right. And this is going to be our hanger for our hearts. This is a 1-inch piece that I'm gluing onto a 4-inch piece. I took a 12 by 12 sheet of scrapbook paper and I cut it into 8 strips that are 1.5 inches wide. And then I took those 8 pieces, and of those 8 pieces I kept 2 of them at 12 inches, and then I started knocking 2 inches off of each. Hey Cheryl, how are you? Then I started knocking off 2-inch segments at a time. So I have 12 inches, 10 inches, and a 2-inch strip, 8 inches and a 4-inch strip, and then 2 6-inches. Okay? So here we go. We're going to come in here, and what we're doing right now is we are building up. This is going to be what we're going to use to hang our garland on. You can use it as garland. You can use it, you know, however you want. You can hang them from chandeliers. It's a fun paper craft for kids, for sitting around the table talking with your friends and having coffee. So this is one side, this is the other side. And if you want, you can, like I said, you can cut the extra paper, but I didn't want to take the extra time to do that. Or you can use double-sided paper. I don't have double-sided paper, so I would have to glue them together. This one's a little shy, but that's okay, because it's the same color on there and you can't tell that it's short. I must have cut this a little bit short of 1.5 inches. You can see it on this side. You see how it's a little bit short there, but that's okay because it's not going to matter. All right, then we're going to come in here and we're going to punch this. All right, so this is what we have. Let me turn these over so that y'all can see them. I'm going to make 3 hearts. This is going to be for, actually, I didn't need to do all of these, but I can do some extras and I'll have extras because you only really need 1 per heart. So that would actually make 6 hearts. All right, so now this is where it gets really, really easy and it's going to go really, really fast. Hey, Cindy, how are you? This is going to go pretty quickly. So I'm going to take a 6-inch strip. I'm going to keep the hearts all the same colors. So I'm going to get my blue-green color on top. Uh-oh. 12, did I not do? Oh, maybe it's this one. Okay, that one and this one. All right, so I've got 6, 8, 10, and 12 inches. Take your 6-inch piece, and I'm going to be able to do this right on top. And what we're going to do is we are going to fold this in half, and we're going to glue it together. See if I can get it. There we go. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue stick and just kind of pinch this together. Just kind of line it up, and this is going to be our center. And you can see if you can see the gold in it. All right, so that's your 6-inch. Now we're going to take an 8-inch and we're going to put it on top. Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do both sides of this at the same time. So we're going to line this up. And we're going to bring it around, and we're going to pinch that together. Okay, so now we've got 2 loops here. All right, now we need a 10-inch. Making sure that I've got this right. Okay, that's going to be our 10-inch. So again, I'm just going to take my glue stick. This is probably the cleanest craft you'll ever see me do, y'all. All it's going to be is just a little bit of sticky fingers. So this is your 10-inch, and we're going to fold and wrap it around. So we've got 6, 8, and 10-inch by 12 inches. And now we're going to take our 12-inch, and we're going to bring this one up here. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the end of this. Make sure you get it all the way to the end. And like I said, just to keep the stickiness down, I'm doing this on top of a paper towel. All right, we're going to pinch that. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to line this up. This is 1/2 of our heart. Okay, 1/2 of a heart. All right, so again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take the 6-inch. Make sure I'm doing this right. Okay. And I only really have to do that on one side, but I'm going to go ahead and do it on both sides, just so that I can stay in a rhythm. This is my 6 by 1.5 inch strip. And this is the paper that I had that I thought would be fun to work with. You know, y'all can work with whatever colors or, you know, fit your decor. All right, same thing here. We're going to take this one, we're going to put it on here, and we're going to fold it over. So we're going to take, and we're going to put this. Now, the advantage of having only one-sided paper is the fact that you know what the inside's going to look like. But if you have double-sided paper, you could just kind of flip it whichever way you want, too. So you decide which one you like best. All right, and we're going to come over here. And since I'm still working with this, let me do this. While this one's sitting off to the side, I'm going to just put a little clip on this just to make sure that we have some pressure on that and it doesn't open up on me. All right, this is our 10-inch strip. And then we're going to do our 12-inch strip. Making sure that I've got it right. Here's our 12-inch strip. And I mean, it's pretty easy, and it's almost messless. Oh, you did? What colors did you use? What colors did you make, Cindy? All right, so there's the second part. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do one in the variegated colors. So let me do one more, and then so y'all can see how they'll go together. Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? I like working with paper. We had one year when we were, oh, pink and gray. I bet that's pretty. All right, so we only need one of these. I mean, this is a 6-inch. Then we're going to do our 8-inch. And you can see that once you get going, it goes pretty quickly, y'all. We had one, there was one year that, all right, this has got a little bit of variegation to it, so there's going to be kind of multicolors in this. I wanted to see how this was going to turn out. Dollar Tree had an origami calendar one year, and I bought the calendar, and then what we did was, as a, because we homeschooled, what I did was I used that as a lesson for following directions. And every day that that we could, we took out the calendar and we did a whatever. I'm gonna alternate this in colors, y'all, just because I want to see what it's gonna look like. And it started out being very frustrating for one of my children. And I just wanted to throw it away. I was like, I don't want to do it the way they're telling me to do it. But over time, you know, he got really good at the origami. And of course, he likes it now. But it was, if you have a child or a grandchild, all right, I'm just looking to see how this, I like this. If you have a child or a grandchild, and, you know, it's like, not everything has to be by the book, but with origami, you pretty much have to do origami the way that it's intended to be done, or if you don't do your creases right, it doesn't turn out right. And, all right, I want to mix this. I'm doing alternates on this. And we're going to do this one here. But it ended up being a great lesson for following directions. Okay, I like that. All right, so this one has got a little bit of like orangey yellow and pink in it. We're going to do one more like that, and then we're going to start putting everything together. Oh, I thought. Well, I guess this is the one. It's not going to have a... I ran out of the variegated part of it. All right, so we're going to pinch this together. And let me grab one of these little stickers, clips, I mean. All right, here we go. So there were some really neat pieces in the that origami calendar. I still have it, and I like origami. You know how they take like dollar bills and make like rings out of them and stuff like that? I mean, the thing that blows my mind are the people that actually make up all the folds. You know, following the folds is easy, but where is it? Am I missing one? How can that be? Oh, there it is. That must be the, all right, this is 6, 8, and this is my 10. And you can just kind of check it. Make sure that it's right. Stick that on there. Turn it over. Do the other side. And then we're going to start putting these together in just a minute. All right, now this is 6, 8, 10, and now we've got 12 inches. So I'm going to put the pink on the yellow side. And the yellow on the pink side. And it looks really pretty if you've got like double-sided paper and you do it out of like a theme book like the one that I have, because all the colors match together. All right, here we go. And then I'm going to get another clip and we're going to hold this together. All right, so this is what we have. We've got one of these on this side and one of these on this side. And I've got just, they kind of like oh, look at that. Will you look at that? All right, we're gonna put them together. You see the heart? So I'm gonna hold these off for later. I think I'm gonna just put these off to the side for now, because I think this is gonna show y'all well enough what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna do the green, the greenish blue one first, and I only need one of these. But you know what? If I would have been thinking, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna glue these together, y'all, because I only need one of these. So you can take your 2 4-inch pieces, and if you only have one-sided paper, you can glue these together, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, the holes aren't going to match up exactly, but the holes will be good enough that I'll be able to oh, come on, don't do that. There we go. They're going to match up well enough that, actually, I did pretty good cutting that, didn't I? All right, so that's that. We're going to go ahead and do this one here. This is this one. Since I'm not going to need but one of these, I'm going to go ahead and all this does up here is just reinforces the hole so that your string doesn't pull through it. All right. Let's take that. And we're going to add this to it. Lining it up. And now we've got it double-sided. And that's going to really be more important because when we start putting this together, you're going to be able to see that part from both sides. All right, so now what we're going to do, okay, you see our heart here? All right, let me think about this a minute. All right, y'all tell me. You should try it. It's fun. It's really easy. So the only thing you have to remember is get a 12 by 12 sheet of scrapbook paper. Double-sided or one-sided, it doesn't matter. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your 12-inch sheet of paper, whichever direction you want to cut it, and you're going to cut 1.5-inch strips. So it'll be 1.5 by 12 inches. Then you're going to take those 12-inch strips and you're going to designate 2 sizes for each strip. 12 inches Then you're going to cut 2 inches off of 2 of them to get 2 10-inch and 2 2-inch strips. You can go back to the beginning of this and it'll tell you. Then you're going to cut 4 inches off. So you'll have 8 inches and 4 inches. This is what you use your 4-inch strip for. Then you're going to cut 6 inches, and when you cut the 6 inches, you're going to get 2 6-inch strips because 6 plus 6 is 12. So you're going to have 12, 10, 8, and 6-inch strips. And then you're going to take that 2-inch piece and you're going to cut it in half to 1-inch pieces. And this is what you use for your hanger. But what I want to know, y'all tell me, I like to mix stuff. So should we mix the opposite color? I should have done all 3, or should we keep them? I think I'm going to keep them the same. I usually go busy. My older son, he doesn't like busy, and I did stripes and gingham check valances years ago, and I was like, oh, what do you think? And he's like, Mom, either stripes or the checks. He said, but I can't handle both of them. All right, so it is fun, and they're so easy. So just remember, 12 by 12, cut 1.5-inch strips, and you're gonna change it up with 2-inch strips. All right, so here we go. So I want this to be standing up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. Let me get this out of the way so y'all can see. I'm really bad about that. All right, so what I'm going to do, let's see how high up I want this to sit. So I'm thinking about right to here. And then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to get both sides of this. Oops. Let go, let go, let go. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have it so that we have a little bit of difference in colors. I'm going to put the yellow on the outside of each one of these. Glue that on there, and then I'm going to come down here. I don't know if there's a good way to do this or not, but I'm just going to kind of get that on there. And then I'm going to put some glue on the inside of this. Try not to mash this up too badly. Sure, there's a better way to do this. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to hold these two together. Make sure I get this bottom part nice and glued up. This might be where we're using like a liquid glue is a little bit better, because all right. All right, hang on a minute. I'm going to take and I'm going to put a clip in here, and I'm going to put a clip here and hold these together so that they can kind of, I think this is probably the most important part that you want to clip together. Because you want to make sure that all of this is going to sit. And then what you're going to have is you're going to have a heart, and I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm going to hang them up. I'm going to run some thread, some jute through it, or twine. All right, same thing here. So I'm going to come over here. This would be a really good time to pull out some liquid glue so that you don't put too much pressure on these hearts. But I'm having such good luck with this sticking that, and it's drying pretty quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and, I guess it's not going to matter, so I'm just kind of using my fingers to give it a little bit of pressure underneath it. And then we're going to take, and I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I'm going to kind of hold this up in the air. And we're going to put these together. Trying to hang them about the same height. And pressing them together. And then I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to come in here and clip that down at the bottom. Actually, I'm going to do it there. And then let me grab another clip. You can use a paper clip if you want, but if you have these fabric clippers, they're amazing. Lots of different things you can do with that. I kind of bent that one a little bit. And then I'm going to put a clip up here at the top. I used a 1/2 inch piece at the bottom to hold them together. So what did you do? Did you wrap it around the bottom, Cindy? Is that what you're saying? I think it holds together pretty well. I'm not, this is one that I made earlier. And the biggest thing is that if you clip it and let it hold for a while. All right, this one I just put straight through here. So 1/2 inch piece on the bottom to hold them together. So are you talking about wrapping it around the point? All right, so let me show y'all. Let me just get some jute here, or twine. I got all of this stuff that I need to use, and so I thought this would be a good project to use it on. If I can find the end. There it is. I bought some egg cartons, and this stuff, I keep saying I'm gonna wind this up in a ball. I started to do it the other day. Oh, here we go. All right, let's see if I can get to the end of this. 1.5 inches, okay. So did you wrap it around so you put 3/4 of an inch on each side? Is that what you're saying? And you wrapped it around the, all right, well, I'm not gonna sit here and play with this, y'all. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just cut it, and then I'm gonna grab a piece so that you can see what we can do with this. Oh, how about that? That turned out really well because I already had the pink one done. All right, so here we go. So we're going to string this through here. Let me get a piece of tape. I just put a piece of tape around the end of this so it acts like a needle. Kind of holds everything together. All right, so we're going to take and we're going to run this through here. I'll take those clips off in a minute. And then I think I want to put this one in between. And I don't know. Now you can do this a couple of ways. I'm going to try something. I'm thinking if I run this through, you're going to have to know where you want to put it. But what you could do is you could run this through a second time, and then it'll stay put wherever you want it to stay put. But if you're not sure where you want to put these, then you're gonna have to only run it through once. All right, hang on. because I'm going to get this off of here in just a minute. I'm going to hold this up. It's looking all kind of crazy right now, but it's going to look pretty cool here in a minute. All right, so here's 2 of them. And let me get the 3rd one on here. Take that off of there. And what you can do is you can do like 3, you can keep making different sets of these. All right, hold on. That goes that way, so I need it to go this way. I can tell you one thing, when I get offline, this is going to go, all this twine is going to be rolled up into a ball so I don't have this mess the next time. All right, so here we go. See what I'm talking about? You can, I would run this through. I would put these on, I kind of measure them out. Let me do it this way so y'all can see it. They're going to want to move towards each other. Whoops, like that. I'm going to just show them all to you right close together. My shoulders aren't going to let me hold it far apart. But I would, let me take this off and show you all what I'm talking about. Because this is, if you run this through here, it's going to keep that, it's going to keep each one of these. Okay, you see how it's not going to move? So I would loop this through here twice if it were me. And then that way, you can measure it and see where you want it. But you see, now it's not going to go anywhere. You can move them however you want. And because we looped that through twice, and then down here we'll do the same thing. We'll go through once and just kind of find how far apart they are. You can lay it down on a table and then loop it through a second time. There we go. And they're not going to slide on you that way. The other thing that you can do, all right, so this is what I have. And then I could put these across my mantle or an entryway. All right, and then you just take these clips off when it's dry and it'll hold together. That's what I did with this one here, and it seemed to stay pretty well. But anyway, so just something to get your creative thoughts going, and pretty easy. So what you do is you make 2 individual sides, and then you take that 4-inch piece and you load that up with glue, and you put the sides in here, load that up with glue. It looks like I can use some more glue in here. But, and then just clip them together, and once it's dry, it's not going to go anywhere, because, I mean, there's not a whole lot of weight that is pulling on this. So, what do y'all think? You think you're going to make these? I thought they looked like fun, so I wanted to share that with you. And pretty simple project, easy enough for kids. I mean, you could use a glue gun if you wanted to, but I wouldn't, just because, you know, it's the glue stick is easy enough to work with, that, and you don't have to worry about burning yourself or the kids' fingers or anything like that. And I'm going to pull these off and show them all 3 to y'all in close proximity. And you could even put them, you know, you could even do this. You could continue to put them together and make a circle if you wanted to do some kind of circle with it. And I mean, just keep playing with it and see what you get. You could hang them on a, yes, banister would be awesome. That would be awesome. So, well, Cheryl, thanks for joining me. Cindy, thanks for joining me. All of y'all that are watching in the quietness behind the scenes. Thanks for joining me. I hope that I have inspired y'all to try something new. And this went better than my watercolor project that I did yesterday. This is what I did yesterday, and it was a bomb. So, anyway, I'm going to play with the watercolors. I'm going to get better. I promise y'all. I'm determined. And there you go. So, y'all have a great night. I hope that you get some rest. For those of you who need rest, a lot of people that are sick out there, I hope you get well. If you are fighting something, eat Bubby's fermented dill pickles. It'll help you get well quicker. It's like a medicine chest in a jar at our house. Anybody comes down with something, we get the Bubby's pickles out, and everybody has some. So, all right, I love y'all. Jesus loves you more. Happy New Year. 2026 is here. Good night, Cindy. And we've got a full year ahead of us to see what God's going to do. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.